Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Weekly Buzz. We're recording today from the library as part of Success Services 5 Procrastination Week. It is hard to believe it is almost the end of the semester. We're getting ready for finals here at Defiance College, and we're going to talk with some seniors as they get ready to walk down that graduation aisle about all the things they wish they knew when they came to college. So listen in, enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Semester. Welcome back. We have Will Garlock, Zadria King, Adam Tobin,
and Didi.
As always, we have Didi. We are going to talk all about those things that we wish we knew before we went to college. It is that time where we're going to kind of reminisce a little bit because we've got a couple seniors here. We've got Adam and we got Will. They are just about ready to graduate. We've got Zadria, who is going to be a junior, and Didi, who's going to be a senior. Wow. I don't know where the time goes. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, Chris.
Hard to believe it is almost the end of your senior year. I remember when you guys came in, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it definitely does.
It feels like it's been a little while, huh?
I've been here so
long. No. This is a little bit of a crossover podcast for you guys that don't know. Will and Adam do their own podcast.
Yeah, you know.
3 dudes in their 20s.
3 dudes in their 20s.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of awesome. Like, we came up with the idea at the beginning of spring semester last year. Started to, renovate a studio in the basement of Dana and just kind of, took off. It just started to be a little fun thing. And our idea was, just to impact one life. And I think we had a good running in doing that. And, hopefully keep it running in the future. So,
yeah. No, it is a great podcast. So before we get started on these kind of survival tips, right? Like, things I wish I knew. Like, where are you guys? What's on tap for you guys? You guys are getting ready to graduate. Will, what's next in the next chapter for you?
I got you. I'm going to be an admissions counselor here at DC, so something that I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Something I always kind of said that I wanted to help this place grow, and now I'm able to actually do that in like a more like fuller sense. And then I'll be an assistant basketball coach as well, so kind of get to pursue the little bit of the basketball dream I have.
That's fantastic. We're excited. I think you're going to be great as an admissions counselor.
I just get to tell people to come to school. It's pretty easy, honestly. Hey, pull up the DeFi.
And you've got a whole lot of great experiences here. We're going to talk about those later on this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've kind of done a little bit of everything here on campus.
I tried. Sometimes you just do.
Pretty much been successful. I don't know if there's much you haven't done, right?
A few things.
Student president, Senate president.
Some other things,
Let's see, your golf team.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about cross country.
Ran cross country.
Cross country.
Let's go. We ran cross country. I did play football. I did play football with Didi.
Yeah.
Got to play football with Didi. So, yeah, I've got to do, some things that people say, oh, that'd be cool, or people dreamed about. So, I mean, I did those things too. So it's kind of cool that I was able to actually do them. And a place like DeFi was perfect because they let me do everything. And they were like, so do you want to run cross country too? Want to play golf too? And I was like, oh, sure.
Why not?
I guess I'll play. But yeah, so one of those things where like I was happy that everybody was more than willing to let me do whatever I wanted to. And then they asked me to do more. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Nice. And so you're going to stay here.
Yeah,
we're going to put you on staff. You've pretty much been on staff, it feels like, for the last couple years anyway.
I know.
Adam, what's next for you?
Yeah, so I am not staying here as much as I love Defiance College.
Boom.
So this is my 3rd and final year at Defiance. I applied to PT school last fall, and I had the blessing to choose where I want to go to school, and I chose Ohio University. Everything kind of lined up between, tuition, curriculum, and everything. And as everyone might know, Grant Johnson was the icing of the cake. He's
going back to be with his DeFi dad.
It's kind of nice to have someone there, just kind of like, to kind of show me the ropes and everything. Like, I'm going to make a lot of other friends.
Comfortable that you're with.
Yeah, and it's going to be nice. And I've had, experience there a few times, going on visits and visiting there just in general. So, yeah, I'll be there for the next 3 years. It'll be kind of hectic because I'll graduate May 11th and then school starts May 20th. So wow. It's a quick turnaround, yeah. So
you don't get no break.
I get a little bit of a break, but I mean I'm excited, man. It's going to be awesome.
Here too, though. You've been part of the soccer team.
Yeah.
I know you've done Catholics on campus. You've done the McMaster Scholarship program.
It's kind of like what Zadria talked about. We just talked about is just not saying no to things. at a small school like this, like if you're able to do as much as you're able to, like why not just take the experience while you can get it? And for me, only being here 3 years, kind of taking the short route, like I want to kind of take every opportunity I can and soak it all in. So yeah.
You did. You chopped a year off.
Yeah. So,
which is kudos to you.
Thanks.
And now you're heading off to PT school.
Wright State Lake. Yep. But yeah,
and you
excited.
Dr. Adam Tobin.
Dr. Adam Tobin.
How many years will it take you to complete?
3 more after this.
Wow.
So, but it's within the summers and everything. So it's still a long journey, but 3 years, it'll fly by. I already know it. So.
Oh, it goes quick.
Oh yeah, you know it. But
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited for both of you, and you've done a lot here too, Zadria. I don't want to leave you out.
Thanks. I'm still pretty young, so I got a lot of time and room to grow. But
2 years down, 2 more to go.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, thanks. But yeah, I've had a lot of great. I was actually talking about this today in an interview, but I've had a lot of great role models, upperclassmen, I guess you could say, that have kind of shown me the ropes and stuff. So I'm excited to grow into and kind of like not fill their roles or replace them, but kind of pave my own path in that aspect and kind of follow like their like journey a little bit and pick up kind of where they left off. So.
Gotcha. Maybe that was one of those things that, those survival tips, right? Those things I wish I knew. Like, how did you find the mentors or this group of students? I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Students come in as freshmen and they're a little bit lost and like, how do I make friends? How do I mix in?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not easy. It's definitely something people like think about and are nervous about when they first come. But, I think if you have like a good mindset, good heart, you'll find people that have like similar morals to you in that aspect.
Nice.
I've met a lot of great, some of my best friends, especially this year and last, who have like really showed me like how to become a better person, best version of yourself. So
Nice.
I have a lot of great like mentorship, I guess you could say, in that aspect.
And maybe that's one of the keys, right? Find those people, those mentors that you can kind of show you the ropes a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So Didi, we got a whole bunch of questions. We're gonna play 20 questions with them.
Yeah.
Get us started.
Rapid fire. Let's go, Didi.
Rapid fire.
All right, so top of the list, what is the best item that y'all brought from home?
Then went back to your freshman year. Like,
Yeah.
what's the one item, like the best thing that you brought from home?
Like from home to Defiance College.
Yeah, like what made Defiance feel like home? What was the best item to do that for you?
That's a good question.
Stumped
do this
you
to
right
me,
off the
Didi.
bat.
That's a good
I
person.
got it.
You got it?
When I was in high
think.
school, we had an exchange student from Taiwan. His name was, we called him Joe, but
Okay.
something, I don't know. He wanted to be called Joe. So Joe gave me a piece of currency in Taiwan that said 100 on it. So I thought this thing was expensive. And he signed it for me, and I framed it, so it's at my parents' house right now. And it sat on, it'll sit on my desk when I have my first job, and it went everywhere with me. And I remember I take a picture of it, put it on my story, and I remember the first time I did it, he looked at me and he said, "Dude, that's worth like $1." And I was like,
Baited,
no
man.
shot, Joe. No shot. So yeah, so Joe gave me $1 essentially in Taiwanese currency.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what he signed it for me, and it's sat on my desk everywhere I've been.
How does that help you? Is that like a bit of home? Like keeps away
Yeah.
the homesickness?
I mean,
or-
yeah, and it also reminds me like that I got people from all over pulling for me.
Nice.
Right, because Joe went after we graduated LCC. Joe went to college first in Dublin, and then went to college again in Taiwan. So like,
Okay.
It's just
All
I have
over.
friends all over the world, essentially, right? That's kind of what I saw. So it's like, hey, I got more than people in my backyard pulling for me. There's a dude halfway across the country who's one of my best friends who's pulling for me. So I'd say
Pretty
that.
cool. One of those little things that you might not always think about. How about for you? Anything in particular that stands out that like that was the one item I just cannot live or could not have lived without freshman year?
Yeah, like for me, it's not necessarily one item in particular, but I mean, I definitely agree with Will in the fact that like people are pulling for you, and I think a lot of the things that I brought with me that have kind of made it feel like home are things that reminded me that I had people pulling for me back at home. Like I had one of my good friends made like a painting for me that hangs up on my wall. It says Defiance and has like a soccer ball. Just simply like all the pictures people have printed out. A few of my friends have given me like a lot of nice notes, graduating high school and everything. My soccer cleats, honestly, from high school, which I mean they're not in any more use anymore. But like just kind of like bringing pieces from back home, knowing like where I came from, and that I was talking to Nando the other day, and like not very many people from his school, like he's like one of the only people that ever went to college to play football, got paid to play football, now NAIA, so it's a bigger deal. So like just remembering that, like, back at home, like, people look up to you. I went back home, like, and there's this, I think, 8th grader now who was like a little kid, was like, he knew all about me because he was like a ball boy when I was like just playing soccer games, and I had no idea who he was, and I felt bad, you know. But like, people know you, they see you, and I don't know, just kind of remembering, and it's really a humbling experience, you know, just kind of keeping things with you, remembering your past and that you were once in that same spot. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Anything in particular that like really useful?
I wouldn't say like necessarily like so much useful, but it kind of like, you know, helped with the transition from high school to college. So when I moved in, my mom, she gave me a box, and I was like, what is this? And I opened it up, but it was like 20 letters that she wrote for me,
Aw.
like to open up like once a week. Maybe it was like 10 or 15. I think 20 was a bit much, but
Felt like a lot though.
yeah, but you know, just like having that like backbone through her, because she's my rock. Like my mom's my, you know, favorite person in the whole world.
Yeah.
But you know, having that weekly letter to open up like every Sunday when I would like first at college, like it really meant a lot. Even like when the times got tough, like I knew I had that letter, and then when it ran out, like, you know, I just had all the like overwhelming like emotions, because like, you know, I was like 2-3 months deep into college at that point, and I was like,
really cool.
I was like, dang, thanks mom.
Great idea that your mom had.
She's the best. She really has like those ideas. Like she's an idea like gift giver. Like that's her like
Very cool.
love language. But it was really nice to have those letters, because it meant a lot. Even if it was just something small, you know, she'd write like some longer ones too. But you know, it really helped like ease it transition, I would say.
I'm going to ask the opposite of that question though, Didi. Like, cause y'all get loaded. Did you get loaded down as a freshman? Like people, like you're buying stuff, you're going to the store, and like you come here, you get this car full of stuff. What was the one item that you thought was just going to be like the best thing in the world? I can't wait to use it. And you got here, like that's junk. Like I don't need that. It's just the most worthless thing in the world.
I know. So this is like, I just don't think it's like come to be my time to use it yet, but I got a portable steamer because I was like, oh, like I'm gonna need all these nice clothes like that aren't gonna be wrinkly.
Great. You don't need that for your hoodie and.
No, because I mean, I wear this like pretty much every day, like, and then when I do dress up, like it's not wrinkly because I have to keep my stuff nice. But I'm sure one day it'll come in handy to have that
Someday
portable
a portable
steamer.
steamer is going to be great.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like I was like, oh, I'm gonna use a lot more than I actually have. So I don't know. Hopefully one day I can use my like get my money worth out of it. But right now it's just kind of sitting up on the top of my closet.
I'd say mine's kind of corny, but like, doesn't like of course not. But my dad got me a tie and like a pocket square, like combination when I
yeah.
was. Can I got it because that's the one thing I wanted my
Looking
freshman year
dapper.
Christmas, because I wanted a blue suit, because where I was at the time, big game blue was what we wore, for big games for basketball is what we wore, and like he got me like this yellow and blue tie, gold pocket square. I haven't touched that pocket square in probably 3.5 years. The thing's sitting there. Hey, Ronnie. Shout out to Antonio. But yeah, I haven't used it like 3 years. Like I haven't worn the tie either, because it's like if I wear my suit, I'm wearing my purple tie, my Defi tie. So it's like I haven't needed
There
it.
may come a time as you're out
There
there.
might be, but I don't know.
On
I'm
the
gonna
road
need a
recruiting.
a gold pocket square, you know. So it's one of those things where I was like, oh, that's way too high class for me. So I don't know. That's probably the thing I got.
It's funny, like I remember getting, when I went up
staring
to
at me.
college a whole long time ago, getting loaded down, all those things that I thought were going to be great, and then you
Yep.
realize,
Yeah.
oh, maybe they weren't so
Yeah,
valuable.
I was like, oh, this is about to be sweet. I'm about to look nice, and I was like, this is so extra. Why do
Never
I
use
need
it.
this? Like, that's what it was. And then of course
Yeah.
the blue and gold tie, purple.
So that's
gold,
that's St. Mary's, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's a Rough Rider tie.
Go
It's
Rough
not- it's not a
Riders.
Yellow Jacket tie. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know.
Man, I have the problem of bringing too much clothes in general. So
Me too.
Yeah.
But like that, I don't even wear, you know. But
Nice
yeah. But I think for me, like, it's kind of simple. But honestly, a TV, because like I'm trying to think back to what my room looked like freshman year, because I lived in McReynolds 3 years in a row to 2 years as an RA. So it's hard to think back on what my room looked like. But like I know this year and like my freshman year, like I hardly even used that TV. Like mainly.
TV is not a staple that you need.
Yeah, like mainly my roommate used it, and like we all have our phones now. If we want to watch something, use our phones. But like, I haven't really had a reason to use it. I've kind of like ever since I started going about school and saying yes to opportunities. Like I've kind of just been always doing things or talking to people, homework, studying, or I'm a big music guy. I like to play piano. I have a keyboard in my room now. That's definitely a necessity for my room.
So
but
bring the letters from home.
Yeah.
Keep the TV there.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, you have to pick your priorities, pick your poison. So Yeah.
How about you, Dee Dee? Did you bring anything that you're like, oh, that maybe wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be?
I don't know. I didn't bring a whole lot because I came from so far away.
You did. You came all the way from Oklahoma. Like, yeah, you had strategically packed when you came.
Probably like binders. I've never used a single binder my entire time in college.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch
That
of
is actually
binders and
very
I've
true.
never used one. They're just
I have
collecting
like
dust.
one folder. For
All right.
I used one for our master class. It's the only time I ever used mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
never
something-
used one.
That's something I kind of realized. I mean, with my class anyway, you guys might be different, but like every time that I study and we get notes, like I always just look at my computer
Yeah,
and look at
they're
the
all-
slides.
yeah, they're
I
all
study
on
straight
computer.
from the slides. You don't even really have much use for a binder, really.
So notebook paper, like that was way less important than a really
Yeah.
good laptop and take notes on your laptop.
Yeah,
okay, it's
like-
different for everybody.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Like if I didn't play football, I would never use a notebook because it's the only time I ever use it.
Exactly. Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
I've had the same pack of pencils since my, I think, senior year of high school. Like from the same pack. Like, I haven't bought pencils in almost 3 years because I don't really like go through them as much as what like you would without a
Crazy,
computer.
because during like COVID and everything was online.
Yeah.
So you just didn't write anything for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't remember the last time I like bought a new pack of pencils.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Notebooks, pencils.
Yeah.
All right, if you're listening at home, you might actually want to bring those to college.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you could totally bring.
I just don't run through them as I used to.
All right, what's up next, Dee Dee?
All right, so the next question we have is the thing that helped you the most when you felt homesick.
I'm not good with this. I never was. Like I never was homesick at all. Like my year one where I was or year one here, I never was. Granted here because it was so like it's only an hour from where I'm from, so
close
it's
enough.
not that far.
Okay.
Right? But like no, I never was homesick. I think I was so ready to be out of there, to be out of Lima, that like granted that grew my love for Lima, but I was never homesick. Right? It, like, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Yeah.
That was the thing. I was like, oh dude, I love Lima. I'm gonna live there the rest of my life. Right? But now it's like I don't think I've ever been homesick, honestly.
Okay.
And so I think if you find a place that is home, you
I
can't
was
really
gonna-
be homesick.
Maybe that was the strategy, right?
Yeah.
You kind of got settled in here, got connected,
Yeah.
and that kind of stopped being the homesickness.
I did get homesick. I'm a big family person. You know, they're everything to me. So just kind of being away for the first time was pretty hard, like the first month or two. But again, like having those letters, and again, I'm only an hour from home, but like just remembering they're only a phone call away. Like you know, my mom and I pretty much talk every other day, if not every day, like texting or calling or something. But just for item wise, just, you know, my freshman year in my dorm, I had pictures on my desk organizer thing of my family, and like I'd be studying, I just look up and see them, and they'd be like, I can call them tomorrow. Like, you know, they're just one phone call away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely agree. I think, I mean, I'm only an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes away as well. Not any Oklahoma, but so for me, I think it made it better in the fall. Like I played soccer, and having my family come up to watch games is kind of like they're still there to support me. They're still there to help me out and everything. But I mean, like Will, I didn't really get too homesick. As Zadria and, you know, all my good buddies and Will are kind of talking to me, you know, kind of like wrapping up here at Defiance, and like I'm gonna miss you, and like trying to make like the best out of the memories. Like, yeah, I'm gonna miss them and everything. And it's kind of going through the same thing, you know. But like, it's hard to be sad when there's new life growing, you know. Like if you're always doing something, it's kind of hard to just pause your life to look back. And like, I mean, I think it's always good to reflect and everything. But if there's always something to look forward to, then, you know, it's hard to be sad about the past, you know. So.
You had a different experience, Dee Dee, like coming from all the way from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself getting homesick, and what helped you in those moments?
I didn't really get too homesick. I mean, if I did, FaceTime was like my best friend at that point. Me and my mom
Okay.
talked every day too.
So call from home.
Yeah, other than that, probably just like food that reminded me of home. Because I just loved food, and I miss my mom's cooking, really. That's what I miss the most.
All right. So which was better, phone call, like for you calling mom, or a phone call from parents? Like which hits better for you guys? You guys picking up the phone, or somebody like taking the initiative and actually calling?
If I called, because I feel like they always called at the most inopportune time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say, like, it's nice whenever they think of you and they want to call you. My mom, she's like, I'm gonna let you live your life. You know, I don't want to be like interfering. You're like with your friends. I'm gonna call you. So she kind of like backed off a little bit from that, and it kind of gave me like that initiative to like call her, so she wouldn't like bombard me all the time. But definitely like when I call her. But every once in a while, getting a call from her is pretty nice too.
Okay. All right. I'm going to shift it up a little bit. I'm going to go all over. I know you got a whole list of questions. I'm going to kind of change pace a little bit. What is your number one pet peeve as a roommate? Like, roommates do not do. You guys have been around. You two have been RAs.
Man, let me sleep.
Let me sleep.
Like if
This
it's
is number one napper on campus.
number, I am I am a hardcore napper, which is nice to have my room to myself. Like since I'm go all the time, when I'm in my room, it's kind of like my quiet space, you know. But like if I need to have my door open or someone needs my help, like I'll gladly help them. But
Trying to be a roommate, I hear that all the time. Like, you know, people get moved in that freshman year, and most of the time they don't know the person really that they're getting moved in with.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do we kind of negotiate those boundaries? So your number one advice would be let your roommate sleep. That's sleep time.
And I mean, I remember back freshman year, it's not even necessarily like naps or anything. It's just our sleep schedules were not aligned with me and my roommate.
Hear that
So
all
like
the
it was, as far as that goes, it never really like had anything to do or like changed my academic side of things. Like I was still okay. Roughly the first year wasn't as difficult as it moved on. But yeah, looking back on it, it's probably what it'd be.
All right. Roommate pet peeves. We don't want to out anybody, but think maybe you've heard bad roommate story.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I'm an RA, so I only had a freshman roommate, which she's my best friend. So, but like just in general, like just not being respectful of people's spaces. And like he said, like I'm so go. You know, if I'm going to my room, it's like my quiet me time. If I want to like choose to be alone, I guess. And again, like it's not necessarily like for me, but I've heard where roommates are always just like there and always just kind of like up their butts and never giving them like space to breathe. So I guess that'd be like
Space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would say back to my freshman year in college, the same way. Like my roommate, he like, it was weird because he ran cross country and ran track, but dude was there more than I was. And I was just a student assistant for the basketball team. I'm like, dude, I'm like, bro, it's 7 o'clock on a Friday night. I know something's going on. I know your friends are hanging out. Why are you sitting in here when I want to sleep? So I mean, like, I would say like just having your own life outside of those four walls.
Gotcha.
Because like I felt like he just didn't have one outside of those four walls until we weren't roommates anymore.
So I want a best friend or someone to hang out with, but I don't want someone to hang out with all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, kind of echoing those at that point. Like I would just like, bro, if I get this amount of time to sleep, I'm sleeping this amount of time. Don't talk to me, please don't. And then of course it's always, hey man, did you see this? I'm like, no, bro, what's up? Like that's kind of how it was. So, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
All right. Didi, any roommate pet peeves?
Always had a roommate that played football and played offense, so we pretty much had the same schedule, so we were together all the time.
Okay.
Which didn't bother me much because when I'm going to sleep, I'm just going to go to sleep. I don't really care. I think my only thing was probably just like cleanliness, like clean up after yourself. Like don't let the trash be gross, bro. Like the room is only this big, it's going to smell bad. And laundry. Do your laundry. Especially as football players, do your laundry.
All right, so when is the best time to do laundry?
When
I hear
no one
that
else
it's
is
the
doing it.
laundry wars, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're like an
Oh my
optimal
gosh.
time of day to do the laundry.
No one else is doing it.
In the
Probably
morning.
Sunday
Survival
night.
skill 101 here.
Yeah.
Like in the morning, because there's no one awake to do the laundry.
Mornings for you?
I'm gonna say like Monday at like 2 p.m. I know it's very specific, but I usually do my laundry then. Like, cause people are in class, and like, who's doing laundry on Monday? They're too tired to do that. So usually the dryers and washers are pretty open for me.
Monday at 2.
It's very
So everybody
specific.
maybe does their laundry on the weekend, so if I do
Yeah.
Monday at 2, I got a better shot at it.
But don't everyone else do it, because then I'm not gonna have a washer and dryer.
Thursday, Friday,
Don't
passing her.
Is there a
Listen
bunch
to
of
me.
laundry wars? Like if somebody leaves their laundry in too long,
yeah.
and they
Yeah,
throw it
I
on the
hate
kitchen.
that.
Yes.
Man,
All the time.
like
I am
some
that guy who throws on.
some people are like, you know, like I'm gonna get upset if I have to say it's like sending on the message. I'm gonna take your clothes out of the dryer and put it on the table. I'm the guy that didn't even ask, took the clothes out of the washer, threw the wet clothes on the table, throw my clothes in. Like
That's great.
It is
That's
a
deviant.
It is an all-out battle. Like you have no idea. Like
That's so devious, bro. So things you wish you knew when you went to college. Like,
yeah,
like make sure like when you put the laundry in and it takes a half hour, like go
I only
set
did
the
it once.
timer and
Only
go
did it
get
once.
Your
I at least
all-mates
put them in
will
the
thank
dryer.
you.
Yeah,
Some outlandish
that's
behavior,
actually
bro.
crazy.
Tell me.
I was on
That's an
duty.
RA, everyone.
Yeah. I was on duty last week, and my door was open, and I had one of my residents walking down with folded laundry. She knocks on one of my other residents' doors, and she's like, "Hey, your laundry is still in the dryer, so I folded it for you, so I could put mine in." I looked at her, and I was just like, "Oh my, you're like a saint," because I had never heard that.
Yeah, that is a
Like her.
very
Literally.
Rare occasion.
Because that's not how it is. It's survival of the fittest in those rooms.
Folding it is crazy.
She's
take it out
so
and fold
sweet
it is
though.
wild.
Now I kind of feel bad. That's all right. Sorry to whoever's laundry that was last year.
No, it's not.
Dude, you were an RA and you did that. That's great.
Yeah, I did. Sorry,
That's
Miss Jen, if you're
diabolical.
watching.
Oh man.
All right, you're on duty.
Oh.
Questions you got?